we up? It looks green. Audio is there. Good, good. T minus something. We did test printing, we did proofing. Color separation work is now underway. Yeah, another cloudy Saturday, so. It might rain as usual, so we might have to pull the camera in, I'm not quite sure. We're still in a quite rainy season here. Not rainy season, but a season where there is rain. Okay, where are we at here? Oh, geez. A bill for paper, one package of paper. 6 figures, one package of paper. Okay, what we've got here is the first go at color separations on this thing. The real print, the one large version we made, I think it's 23 impressions. This one we're not going to do anywhere near that many. This one is going to be hair plus sleeve. This one will be hakama plus chair plus, I think I'm going to change that. This is the kimono overlay, and we've got to do some drawing here. The original print has some patterns at the edge of her kimono, so these are not all ready to paste down. But I do have 1 or 2 ready to paste down this morning, so we can actually get started on this. Get the stuff out of the way here. Is it raining? I can hear a bit of a drizzling sound. Let me know if it gets wet out there. Paper's out, yes. Two stacks of paper are out. Sugi-san is printing on, she's doing some printing on one of the Ukiyo Heroes prints, the Hero Rests. One of the original Ukiyo Heroes prints. And Dei-chan is doing printing on one of the Portraits series prints. I'm going to change my mind on this. We're going to do, they're close, they're far enough away we can do 3 colors on one block here. So we'll do the hakama, and we'll do the chair. And I think instead of doing her ring, we're going to do the chrysanthemum on this one. So excuse me a minute, I finish painting this in, and then we'll paste it down. Yeah, for color seps, we're doing our own original concept. Instead of using a transfer, instead of using a thick washi for transfer, we're using the Gampi spray painted down to backing sheet. Oh, this was supposed to be top secret. See this? It says the letter C here. We got a bunch of test sheets of Gampi from our new Gampi supplier. This is going back a few weeks. So this test that I'm doing, this is, what's this one? That's C, I've got D, I've got B, I've got A. This is going to be done actually in a bunch of different types of Gampi. Let's get these 2 pasted down and get to it. We've got some wood. Aoyama-san has prepared some wood for me. A little bit too close. This is wood from a bunch of old wood blocks we got from a closed workshop in Kyoto a while back. A friend of ours in Kyoto came across a bunch of old wood blocks that had been used for printing fans. So this is 2nd generation now. It's wood that was prepared, we think, before the war. They were carved, the printing was done during the 50s and stuff, the fans were produced. And then we got the old blocks. They've been sitting in storage for decades. And we got them, and we've cut them in half and pasted new blocks. Okay, let's use this one. it's kind of cool to use these old cherry blocks. You know, if we weren't doing this, the blocks would just just rot. There's nothing left for them. They would just, you know, to bring them back to life again, have a second use. You know. The original images that were carved on them are of absolutely no interest to anybody whatsoever. It's cherry on the top and plywood inside. This is a sheet of plywood in the middle with the cherry facing on top. Okay, the formula. Where's my glue? Where's my glue? And we're getting a peel already started. Look at this, our agape's coming apart already. That was the backing paper came off first, as you saw. That's gone now, we don't need that anymore. And the Gumpy paper is now splitting in half or so, I don't know exactly how much. This is such good Gumpy paper. Yeah, print it off the, yeah, print it off the key block, yes. Nice peel. Look, we could actually use that again, I'm sure, you know. It's kind of too thin. Okay, yeah, just so you know what's going on here. Okay. I've done it. Where's this? Here. What we have is Gumpy paper, the thin Gumpy. I've got a bunch of different types here. We're testing the new Gumpy. It's sprayed using this adhesive, Spray 55, which is worldwide all over the place. You spray it to a normal yellow, fairly stable paper. We try and pick a paper that doesn't expand and contract too much with differences in moisture. The two are sprayed together. The Gumpy goes down onto the yellow paper, just blank. Then, using the block, I print it. Just printed it. Bang. Put ink on, printed the thing, so the impression comes up on the Gumpy. And I've then colored in, using a marker, I've colored in the areas that I want to keep for that particular block. It couldn't be simpler. It's an absolutely simple system. You saw what I did. Cut registration marks, pasted it face down, peeled off the back, and we are now ready to carve. Let me do the back side first before we start. Is that the Sukiawase paper? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. This is paper we make ourselves, so we don't buy it. Sukiawase, no. That's paper that's made up as 2 layers in the paper maker's vat. He's dipping in a certain way so that it comes up in 2 layers. No. Hmm. Do we need to do any extra steps for moisture control as the seasons change? Well, our procedure changes when the seasons are dry. We end up putting much more moisture in the paper. When it's damp in the summer, we put less in, of course. We have to work quicker in the summer because things go moldy. There's lots of seasonal differences in our work. It's not a question of extra steps. It's just a question of trying to keep the moisture in our paper. This is printing time I'm talking about. Trying to keep the moisture in our paper always constant. Okay, let's carve some of this. Let's go. Let's do it under the scope. I want to keep this thing exactly in the middle of the camera view, so that's the best way to do it as usual. Excuse me. Let's find the place where right there. If I zoom the camera in on that spot. I can't see what I'm doing. The construction outside, it's the scaffolding. They're putting up a new scaffolding on a shop that's under construction at the corner there. It was the glass shop. Somebody opened a glass accessory shop a few months ago. And it's gone, it's finished, it's backed up. So somebody else is now having a shot. Somebody else has rented it and they're rebuilding the place in a new shape or something. That's the way it goes there, just every few months, there's always a new shop or something happening. We're now I can't say we're one of the old timers, but after 5 years here, we're certainly no longer the youngest kid on the block. I think we're the fifth youngest now, I'm not quite sure. Today being a Saturday, and of course Cameron won't be here, he's off for the weekend. Actually, there's tons of email and stuff to do. I'll probably have to get in there and do that this afternoon. The stuff that can't wait till Monday when he's back. It seems to happen every Friday. He leaves Friday afternoon, and Friday evening, a bunch of big orders come in. We just leave them because it's not office hours, but people make a big order, they want some kind of response and reply and acknowledgement. So I gotta get in there and do that, I think. So he won't be here today, so what we do have some show and tell. I've got a couple of things to show and tell on the stream here today. It's not so much antique prints, but there's some other stuff we should show. So if you remind me as we get towards the end of the stream, there's a few things we can show and talk about. Too much conversation here, too much conversation. Just make an automatic reply. Yeah, of course, when people do buy stuff on the shopping cart, they go to PayPal and pay. They get the auto reply, your order's gone in. But we found that if they don't get a human reply within, say, 24 hours or so, we get requests. Did you get my order? Did you get my order? Where's my tracking number? This stuff comes in like the next day. And on an order that somebody placed Friday night, they don't know it's Friday night. They're over in America and it's Thursday or something or whatever. And they put the order in and they don't realize that it's actually weekend hours in Tokyo. So whatever. We could change the website. It is now weekend in Tokyo. We're gone for 2 days. The post office is closed. We'll be back on Monday, I guess, whatever. Part of the problem for us is that this is now the Amazon era, and people are used to clicking on a website and the doorbell rings 30 minutes later, and we can't do that. We're on the other side of the world, so. Anyway, keep it up. What's going on here? We've made quite a number of changes in our software, shopping cart software, over the past couple of weeks. We've chatted about some of these. And because gift season's coming up and the busy year-end season's coming up, we've tried to streamline our system quite a bit. And it's already pretty good software, but we've streamlined it a lot now, so more of it happens automatically. The orders coming in go into our software without being retyped, of course. But we still have to check everything manually because I guess. One reason why we can't have everything running automatically like Amazon does is because people who are going through our website, they don't have an account here with us. I thought about doing that years ago, that when people went to the website, they click something out of the shopping cart, and I would say, okay, now please set up an account, blah, 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 to continue your shopping. And that's a barrier. A lot of people, me included, don't want to do that on the website. So it's just you shop, and the system doesn't really know who you are. And when it gets to our end, we might recognize that person. Oh, that's Mr. X, whatever he's bought from us before. Okay, because we know who it is. But the system can't do that automatically because the name is shaped a different way, the address is a bit different, something's different, they didn't type it in exactly the same way. So our software can't recognize exactly who it is. And we really want to avoid forcing people to set up an account and get an account and log in. Now, if we did that, and if they're logged in, then our system knows absolutely who the order is from, the same as the Amazon system does. And then it could happen pretty much totally automatically, like Amazon does. But we don't want to force people to make a login. It's a real barrier. So because of that, a lot of the order processing has to happen manually. I'm not quite sure where that line is. There's going to be an overlap between two zones there. We'll trim it after doing some test printing. Same thing here. I'm not quite sure where it goes, so we'll carve it a bit wide. After testing, we'll trim it back. Did I have my chocolate egg this morning? What? I had a light breakfast this morning. An extra sprint to your moves. I don't know. Yesterday for me. Yesterday was a computer screen for the day. Well, who's this? Who's this? Oh, that's Susan. We can see the bottom half of Susan. On her way upstairs. She's printing the Hero Rests today. She did the paper moistening yesterday, and this morning she's going to do the key block. Yesterday for me was completely in front of a computer screen. We are migrating our web infrastructure. Now we spent 22 years. When did I start? 1996. We spent 23 years on one server, the same physical server over in Pair Networks in Pittsburgh. And they've replaced the hard drive a couple of times because we've had a downtime once or twice when we've done that. But other than that, we've been on the same server for 23 years. And there are limits to how it can process. It's not the fastest machine in the world, etc., etc., etc. So anyway, we're moving this over the course of the current couple of weeks. We're staying with Pair Networks, but we're moving to a different physical machine over there. It's an 80 gigabyte memory. We're allowed to use 80 gigabyte storage space, and it's solid state. It's an SSD. There's no spinning drive. So the response of the website should be marginally X% improved, we think. Anyway, we're going to move over. So because it's this different physical machine and a different operating system and yada, 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 we have to go through our system very, very carefully, check that all the scripts and stuff and everything is compatible with the new system. Because we're working on a 23-year-old system. So anyway, so the long story short, as part of the move, the physical move was made last night, 2 nights ago, Thursday night here in Japan. But we have kept the old system running while we test the new one. So the website you visit at the moment, if you visit our websites, is still the one running on the old server. But the move has now been made to a new server, duplicating the files, and I have to now test them and get all the paths organized and get it worked out. And that's what I spent all of yesterday doing, digging through this stuff and getting it organized. And I'll be doing the same again today in the spare time between print parties. The mail has already changed. We're up and running on a new mail server. That's transparent to the rest of the world. Infrastructure there. Okay, I think we have to make some noise now. Those of you who've seen this before, you know what's going to happen here. We have outlined the 3 areas on this block. I've done the cutting of the edges. We've outlined the flower, the chrysanthemum, the chair back, and her lower clothing. And now I've got to make some noise. It's time for the persuader. So I don't remember how we do this. There's a compressor on the system here, so the noise shouldn't be too bad. The mic gain is already on the lowest place, but the mic is right here on the table. So I don't know how this is going to work. Let's get started and I can turn down the audio volume at this end, and you can turn down the audio volume at that end. So let me just, for the moment, assume that the compressor is going to handle this. And I'll just start banging. And you guys let me know. And you guys let me know what's up. Jeff, headphone alert. Anybody with headphones, get them off now, or hold your peace. I need my other glasses. Okay, here we go. Shouldn't take too long. 3, 4, 5 minutes, maybe. Who knows? I'll use 2 tools. The first tool is what we call a marron. It's a U-gouge, a very, very, very shallow U-gouge. I will outline a trench, basically, around each of these 3 zones. Once that's done, I will switch to the soainomi, clearing out the wider areas, and then we'll get back to our quieter tools. So give me some few minutes here to make some noise. I have to be careful not to smash my aquarium. Oh, that's interesting. The giveaway winner. What happened to that? Cameron took the information, and then I totally forgot about it. What has he done? Has he written to somebody? I wonder if he forgot about it. I don't have an update for you. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Whatever. I mean, he's gone for the weekend, so I can't do anything about it right now. I'll drop him an email. In fact, let me do this right now so I don't forget. Hang on a sec. Email sent. Sorry about that. I don't remember. There's no way he can have done anything about it because the information, the start point is the question box, which is inside my computer. And he didn't ask me about it, so there's no way. He mustn't have done that yet. So either he got busy with his business on Thursday and forgot about it, and so did I, and there it is. Okay, I'm sorry. But he took the print with him. I don't have that. He took it, so whatever. We'll have to wait till he communicates with me. Just got here. Who won the print? Okay, the close outlining is done. Now let's get the bigger. Somebody says this is the most relaxing Twitch channel. Not today, it isn't. I'm sorry, but okay. Again, a few more minutes of noise. Sorry, and then we switch back to quieter work. So. Green. this way. This way and that way, Michelle. Okay, I think we're here. Enough bloody noise. Let's do something quieter now. Enough noise. Okay, now the third part of the 3 stages. Stage 1 was around the edge, cutting the lines. Stage 1 of any color block, cutting the lines of any block. Stage 2 is the one you've seen here, clearing most of the waste. It's pretty rough work, just get rid of the stuff. I've also been a bit rougher than I normally would be. Stage 3 now is we've got to do 2 things. We've got to clean the bottom of the oceans. We've got continents and oceans. And we can't leave the oceans as rough as this. If we do, then what will happen is as we're rubbing pigment on these things, the pigment catches in those rough spots and builds up and up and up and up and up. And you get blotches in your prints. Modern printmakers probably don't care about this. They're only making 5 copies, 10 copies, 1 copy, whatever. So it doesn't matter for them. But we're making hundreds of copies of these, so those oceans have to be fairly smooth. Then after the oceans are smooth, we will get up to the final edge here between the ocean and land and finish the border. So here we go. I'll do this under the light so that I can see the shadows. It's probably the opposite direction from you. I'm seeing from this direction, so I can see shadows of all of these little bumps. And we're planing, actually. We're using a chisel at a really low angle. I don't know if you can see it, the light's too bright there. I'm not quite sure if you can see it. I'm using a beveled chisel. And in the Western world, most of the chisels, when they're doing tenons and stuff, whatever, the flat side of the chisel goes on the wood, and the beveled side of the chisel pares away the wood that's not needed. So the flat side of the chisel makes a nice flat cut or slot or whatever it is you're doing. In this printmaking tradition, we do it the other way around. The beveled side of the chisel is against the working surface, and the flat side is up in the air. It sounds a bit bizarre. When I first tried to do this by myself, I was like, how do you do this? How do you do this? Well, we're using this as a plane blade. Now it's free. A plane blade doesn't work if it's free. It'll just bounce off the wood. But I am pressing down on this with my other fingers. These fingers are pushing this thing down. My hand is pushing it forward. And this is now acting as a plane. And it's planing away the top surface of this wood. And of course I'm attacking the roughness. I'm attacking the grooves. once we finished any given area, it's now much, much smoother. The brush can just sail over there without leaving deposits of pigment. Okay, a lot cleaner. Not perfect yet, but now let's move down. Move down to a slightly smaller chisel. Some of the places I couldn't get into yet. Turn it around, there's a bunch of different ones come into play because the light is a different direction. Every time you turn it, different the roughness comes into view because of the light angle. Okay, I think the sea bottoms are now basically flat. Let's get up to the edge of the lamp. I'll do that again because we're moving around so much. I'll put it back in the center here so we can stay in the same place. fingernails, yeah, it needs cutting. Absolutely, my hair too. I need a haircut. Oh, at least I'm clean. Got a shower, but the rest of it, whatever. What's the time? We doing okay? 9 o'clock. Okay, that's show and tell. I guess we might get this block finished then maybe. I'll have time to do both. Get the first block here finished, plus the other show and tell. We'll see. Oh, Fabiola-san, the Spanish lady who's visiting here this few weeks, she won't be in today. She's off for the weekend. And I'm like, off for the weekend? You're here from Spain to learn about printmaking. How did you take time off? And she's laughing. She went up to Karuizawa today. She's up visiting Terry McKenna. He's got his printmaking school up in Karuizawa, which is an hour or so north of here, half an hour north of here. So she's up there to visit today. She'll be in Monday morning, I think. On these small-scale prints, we make the Hagaki size prints. They're Japanese postcard size. These corners are tight. There's only 5 millimeters margin on the print. So it's be tough for the printer because you've got to get pigment right to the corner, and yet keep the corner mark basically clean so the paper doesn't get mucked up and dirty. The printers are always, not so happy when you do it. But one of the blocks for this print, and this is the one, will have pigment right to the corner. The other blocks won't; they don't come this close. This one will be the finicky one for them to make. So. What kind of gamer would I be if I were a gamer? I don't know. I'm 67 years old. I might have steady hands, but I certainly don't have very fast reactions anymore. And the amount of data that I can process at any one time. I mean, the guys in the office now, they laugh about this. We were doing this yesterday. I was working in the office upstairs. Cameron was processing orders and stuff. Aoyama-san was working on the incorporation preparation. And I was in the middle doing this website checking and updating, stuff like this. And all through the day, there would be stuff comes in, phone calls came in, or Aoyama-san would ask me a question, Cameron would ask me a question, someone would come from the shop, ask for a meet and greet, whatever. And each time something would happen, somebody would ask me that's it, my train of thought is completely, totally broken. After the event is, the interruption is finished, I try to get back to my work, and I'm like, where was I? What was I doing? I can't remember what I was doing. I remember when I was the business manager back in Canada, I was, the guy in the corner office had this big desk, and there were like 2 phones on it, and I'd be out talking on one phone, a call would come in on the other one, and I'd ask the first guy, just hold for a second, hold his phone there, answer the second one. Was that whatever stupid thing to do or whatever? That's your life, you just multitask and handle the 2 phones and get back to it. And I'm so hip, I'm a super businessman and all that kind of stuff, I just could not do that now. I can't do anything extra. Multitasking is 0. It's 1, I'm carving and talking now, I guess, so whatever. It's next to 0 now for me to hold more than one idea in mind at a time. So I don't know if I was gaming and you're doing something, I don't know. Maybe somebody should make a game that's a simulation of our printmaking or carving and stuff. You've got to outline your blocks and use the tools on the screen to carve it or something. Or people could, just get a real piece of wood or something. Speaking about games and woodblock printmaking stuff, the news the last few days, the last couple of weeks, about the Apple Arcade and stuff like that. Seeing the trailers for a bunch of those new games made me remember what Jed did a few years ago. Remember the 80 Superstar game he built? It was a game for a mobile game, which had attacking and fighting and all that stuff and whatever. He was just too early, it seems. He was just too early with that. If that was happening now, it would be a perfect thing for that Apple Arcade, but I guess he was just too early. When was that? 2015, the screen and I keep moving around. I don't know. There's somebody else sitting upstairs. Did we see him come in? I didn't see anybody there. Who else is coming today? Day Chan's going to be printing upstairs, and the shop it's going to be Kawai-san and Watabayashi-san. Those sounded like fairly lightweight footsteps. So my guess is, was that Watabayashi-san? Going upstairs to get changed, and then she's going to come in the shop in a minute. Is it shop time already? 9:11. Soka. Okay, I think we're almost there with this one. We've had one block start to finish in 90 minutes, not so bad. People talk about this old-fashioned stuff being, my God, it's so inefficient. Why don't we use modern methods and stuff like that? This is not so inefficient, you know. Start to finish, one color block in 90 minutes. And it will be used to print hundreds, thousands, I guess. This is going to be a bestseller. It'll be used to print thousands of prints. It took me 90 minutes to make it. How long did the key block take? I don't know, because it was just day after day after day of just a few minutes a day. But it wasn't probably much more than like, if I had done it all in one shot, it would have been 3 days' work of color blocks, of the key block. I don't think it was 3 days' work. If I'd been doing nothing else, if I was an uninterrupted carver just to do this, a couple of days, so let's say 3 days. Okay, 3 days for that. There's going to be 7 color blocks, 90 minutes for this one. There are going to be no detailed color blocks. The flowers, a little bit, flowers and leaves a little bit, but not so much. So 90 minutes for this. So color blocks, 2 days maybe? I don't know. So we're talking about a week's work to get the block, week's peaceful work to get the block set ready for this print. And we're going to print thousands of copies of this. So this is hugely efficient work, you know. As long as you get your bum on the chair and sit to it and get going. The cynical viewpoint, it's like printing money. Back in the days when I was doing this by myself, you know, the poet series, you know, we had 100 collectors and stuff like that, and it was whatever. I was slower than I am now, but not that slow. And in the course of 1 month, I got my block set carved, printed 100 copies, go to the stores, did the packaging. Kawai-san, my God, it's already shopping. Yeah, shop time. Okay, I said I had show and tell. So let's look at show and tell. Let's what am I doing here? Get this out of the way so I don't damage it. Oh, that was one of us. Good morning. That was her going upstairs. Okay. Have I considered carving money blocks? I think the government has something to say about that, and I don't think I could carve in quite that much detail. Not that much detail. It's good enough to do it this way. So. Okay, today, where am I? Show and tell. What is it? Yes. Okay, there are 3 packages here. Like I said, this is not antique show and tell today. This is modern show and tell. Sugi-san passed these to me yesterday. Fox Moons, and she is so good at this. She is so good at this. I am so happy. I say the same thing every time we show these prints. We talk about printing money. Here it is. These are going to go over to Jed for signing and sealing. And eventually they will be exchanged for currency. Someone will buy these, but she has done such a beautiful job. I'm so proud that we can have a workshop that can do these. These kids are getting so good at this. Look at this rich paper. She's printed the back here, the sky, and look at these dots. These dots are not white pigment. This is white paper showing through. See the tiny dot? Look at this. Look at this, whatever. It's so good. Sugi-san is getting so good at this. Oh, you know, paste and pigment on this wood, right? And then bang, bang, bang. Look at the size of these dots. Look at this. Look at this.
Amazing.
She is so good at this. And they're all like that, one after the other after the other. These little dots are open.
Yeah.
Tell you, how many people on this planet can actually do this now? How many people can do this job? You could count them on two hands, whatever.
Yes.
The registration is perfect. And we're now up to, we've done, I don't know, we're over 1,000 of this, you know.
It's great.
And the blocks are in such perfect, look at this, the tiny hairs are still okay, the teeth are still perfect. We take care of look at the gray in the eyebrows.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like copy number 1, and yet we're over 1,000 already. The string, look at the string.
本当
It's because we take care of the blocks. I know the big difference. The people downtown, they make their own bokuju. They think they're proud of making their own bokuju. They get orezumi, old broken sumi sticks. They put it in a bowl, let it sit for 6 weeks, grind it up, and then use it. And they just grind it like it's in a new batch. So it takes 30 minutes or 1 hour, whatever. And they think that's enough. It's not. And the sumi they have now, the bokuju they have, the black ink, is full of particles because they don't grind it so often. So when their brush is rubbing on the block, their brush is just sanding the block. So we use commercial bokuju for calligraphy. And it's made in giant machines and ground and ground and ground for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 years, 20 years. I have no idea, but it's smooth liquid. So there's almost no wear and tear on the blocks. And of course, the brushes, they're using, you know, shark skin to get the brushes going. So it's over 1,000 copies. And look at this, you know.
ねえ、すごい。
And the colors. I'm ignoring the stream here. Are these different colors from the first print? No. No. These are exactly the same colors. We try and make them identical. That's our job. But yes, look, this is so funny. Sugi-san, you know, I perhaps shouldn't show you this. It's okay to show you this. This is her batch. I guess there's whatever, 60 copies or something. I didn't count them. And what she's done is, we always ask our printers, check carefully, make sure if there's any mistakes or something, put that group aside. So she does the first check. I do the second check. The packing ladies do the third check. It goes to Jed, he checks them again and back and forth. But what Sugi-san has done, she stacked them up like this.
Good morning.
Hello, yeah, come in, it's okay, no problem. Just say we're broadcasting live at the moment. It's okay, so anything you say may be recorded. It's okay, just give it to me. Here's what she's done. She's taken the top group as being the ones that she thinks is approved. And she's put this little orange marker in here. Everything from here on down is no good. She's put no good with an exclamation mark. No good. This is this girl, that's her character. So let's take a look at the first one that's no good. This is the one that she's marked as being no good. And, you know, we go through this every single time. I'm just going to throw that away because I'm going to go through these one by one by one. Why would she have marked this as no good? And I go through this every week, every time she sends me prints. There will be some that are no good. Down at the bottom, there will be some. Here we are. There's one here. She's cut the corner. Oh yeah, look at this, a weak patch in the sky here. Maybe that's why she's called it no good. There might be a misregistration, I don't know. So there are some that she will have sent me that are not so good. Well, thanks for dropping in. Anyway, okay, I gotta get going, 9:19. Okay, so that's one batch from Sugi-san. The next batch of prints on my desk here to check. This came in the post yesterday. I haven't opened it yet. This came from our other printer, Kawaii-san. Now don't get confused here. We now have two printers called Kawaii-san. Kawaii-san, the young man who walked in the door you met a few minutes ago. And then we have the lady who used to be called Kanai-san. She's a printer working for us. She's been working for us for what, 3-4 years. She works at home these days because she had a baby. And she got divorced. This is, whatever, it's no longer a secret. She got divorced and went back to her maiden name, which is, as luck would have it, Kawai. So we now have two Kawais. We have a Kawai he and a Kawai she. And this is a batch of prints from And these are, again, from the original Ukiyo Hero series, these are Flight of Fantasy. Actually, they're a bit damp. She hasn't dried these carefully enough. We have to dry these today. Look at this. This is wet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Not good, not good, not good. Another moon, another full moon. Do I detect a pattern in Jed's work? And again, just crap. These girls are so good. This is, I should just play the tape of what I said a few minutes ago. Smooth, rich colored, beautiful gradations. Perfect, perfect, perfect alignment. There's her name. We had to make new, it's Horibo, I carved this, and then Suri Kawai Chiharu. We used to say Kanai Chiharu. So future people who are looking at our work in Mocha Hong Kong will probably be thinking about two printers, Kanai Chiharu and Kawai Chiharu. It's the same lady. Not getting married, but getting unmarried. Kawai-san, look at this, look at this, look at this. Chiharu-san から。ちょっと wet でしょ。もうこれからちょっと沸かしますね。きれいきれいきれいきれい。Registration is perfect. The gray here, she's got the gray. We had so much trouble with this. Getting the gray strong enough to make a good shadow on the woman's dress, but not making her face look muddy and dark. And she's got it. Look at the sunlight, the moonlight shining on that clothing. Yeah, もうさすがでしょ。そうそう。
まだ余力を残してる感じもある。まだまだいきますよ。
Look at this. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's do. We have one Fox Moon. 河合さん、ちょっと待ってね。はい。今ちょっとショーンテルスクリーンの終わりですが、一つはスルさんからの Fox Moon。はい。千春さんからの Final Fantasy。Flight of Fantasy。それから。It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Relax, relax, relax. This is the other kawaii. This is another. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Here we go. Let me zoom out. The man here can tell you about it himself.
だんだん下の方になってきてるから。一番上の方が綺麗。上の綺麗順に並べて。
Can you say Japanese? He's Sugi-sanも一緒でしょ。みんな一緒。
みんなそうです。
絶対絶対。
みんな最初のイメージが。
そう。
一番上にいいのを持ってくるんですよ。
This is Kawai-san who's standing here. He's doing
みんなそうですよ。
He's doing a reprint of the Japan Journey. We get so many orders for the JJ series. And he said the same thing. He said, when you open it, I put the really good one on the top, but don't look underneath, don't look underneath. Okay, let's jump. 一番下までジャンプしましょう。Well, he's joking about this, but let's jump. There's the one on the bottom. Okay, you guys, let's go. They're okay, the show, Kawai-san. Give me a break. It's so funny. All of these printers, they all have the same thing. They're really proud of what they're doing, but they're not allowed to say so. This is Japan. They're not allowed to say so. He's so proud of being able to print these things, and I'm proud to have them here. The Iceman coming. He's cutting ice blocks. Yeah, look at this. Kawai-san, すごいでしょ? Look at this. このぼかし. It goes from zero to, deep. He's done this really, really so well. In fact, we're getting better and better at these, This whole project this year is a bit of an experiment. We're trying to do Shinhanga. We don't know how to make Shinhanga from zero. Jid doesn't know how to do it. We don't know how to do it. We are learning. And some of the later printings on these now, I shouldn't say this, but some of the later printings I think are getting better because we're learning how to use these blocks and how to handle these blocks.
You gotta handle it.
Come on, Kawai-san, these are fine. Don't complain about it.
光の当たり方が。
He says they all look good under the side light. It's all.
あれが目立ったりとか目立たないっていうアングルでもありますけど。
So, when I was making prints by myself here back in Ome, before we had this crappy, crazy place, I learned one thing. When you're printing, you need a nice side light like this to show blah, blah, blah. But it's really dangerous because even when you're making mistakes, it still looks okay under the nice side light. So I prepared a light next to my workbench that shone down like a surgical white, awful, terrible light. And you do your impression, you put in that light, oh my God, oh my God. Well, you've got to look at it that way, the worst possible light when you're making it, so that you can make it look as good as possible. If you make your prints under a super soft side light, you're going to screw up. And then when you ship it to America, somebody opens it in a classroom and it's a fluorescent light, yeah. Kai-san, thank you. Good job. Good job. I can't see you. The camera's not here. Here it is. Kai-san, here. Here's the man himself. Hey, thank you. Good job.
Yes.
Here. Take a picture. Here's the man himself with his prints. So. Again, he's really leveling up. The thing is, though, last week when he came to finish this, we were talking about what should you do next, you know. And I'm like, I'm ready. I want you to do number 5, and then number 6, and number 7. But he's like, he already wants to do something bigger, like those ones I just showed you that the girls are doing. He's feeling a little bit, this is Mori-san. Hello, Mori-san. We got you. Thank you. He's already feeling, not just good about doing this, but he's already feeling, I can't let those girls, you know, the girls I just showed you, Kawai-san and Chiharu-san. He wants to do that stuff too. So away he goes. We'll give him another one. Okay, there we are. I'm sorry, a bit of a scrappy stream today. We got some carving done, and we got a little bit of show and tell done. And I now have to get busy. We've got good full staff today, but it's crazy. There's sold out print parties. We've got requests in the inbox saying, can I have a print party today? I've already said no. I've told them you can stand by. If there's a cancellation, you can come. We are going to be busy. Okay, it's 9:26. I am out of here. The schedule now. It's Saturday morning now. Sunday and Monday there are no. Sunday there's no stream. Monday there will be a stream. Right here, same time, same station. And I have so much paperwork to do. I doubt I'll be doing more carving. So probably Monday morning I will be right here doing another one of these color blocks. A little bit of quiet carving, a little bit of noisy carving. I am now out of here to get my morning coffee. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye. Let's put this up for a minute and see what's happening outside. It's still, look at that, all the action over there. Where those people are walking, there's the delivery driver. Where those people are walking, that's Hoppidori, which is one of Tokyo's main bar streets. And there's not much bar action happening at this time of day, but there are new hotels up at the top end of it. There were some old parking lots that have been blown away, and there are now 3 new hotels at the other end of that street, which is good news for us, of course. Okay, thanks so much. See you on Monday morning, Sunday night for you guys.